This is Movie and a Beer, a podcast based in Portland, Oregon, where you can share in our discussion about movies and what beers go best with them. From classic cinema to the latest blockbuster, we all can use a little help figuring out what beers to enjoy in the theater or at home. So listen in and explore with us the vast world of ales and lagers to pair up with your movie experience.
Welcome to Movie to Beer, everybody. This is Dave Kapersky coming at you, and we have our awesome co-hosts.
I'm Blake, a Flashback expert.
And I'm Randall, the local dad. What am I? I don't have a title.
You're a dad and you're local. That makes sense.
A local dad.
And like a local beer.
Oh.
Waka waka.
Enjoyable. Sometimes. Most of the time.
Hey, well, I mean, most of the time I try.
So we want to thank everyone for joining us and hanging in there with us over the last 3 seasons. We're going to kick off season 4 with a flashback episode. Yeah, so we're going to talk about things we've watched in the past, some beers we've had in the past, and kind of reminisce on where we started and where we are now. And I think, we can start out with, I don't know, do you have something that you would like to add?
Well, if we're going to do this, we should get some of that podcast juice we use to keep the podcast going.
All right.
Do you guys help me get it off this top shelf in the way back of our storage closet where we keep all the old episodes?
Yeah, I can help. Let me help
Hell
you
yeah.
there.
Oh no, the heavy door to the podcast storage is shut. It's locked from the outside, and we have to wait until Billum, our podcast janitor, gets back in the morning.
No.
What? Boy.
What are we going to do?
I guess we'll just have to look up wistfully and reminisce.
Oh, look.
Yeah, we reminisced.
Yeah. There's a cobweb up there.
Hey, we do have a new
almost
friend,
Halloween.
though. We have a new friend out our window. It's
Our
amazing.
mascot?
We have a new
It's
mascot.
Mr. Squirrel.
It's Mr. Squirrel, Mr. Nut.
Mr. Squirrel.
Yes.
Yep. He comes down and visits every day. Probably because I feed him every day.
Yes.
That would track.
Yeah. So I to start out, I think our favorite, at least my favorite episode that we've done to date was probably, I want to say it was like Soul, because as a movie that we all really, really liked, very music driven. I mean, there's some movies that we obviously have watched and we had great episodes with and discussions and things, but I think out of the movies we watched over the last 61 episodes, and not every episode started out with just a movie and a beer, which sometimes we picked the beer and picked a bunch of movies to start to that might
The
work.
show's evolved, yeah.
And then we've done you're picking a beer out of the fridge or we're picking something in advance because we know what we're watching. We're going to match it up. I think just from a movie standpoint, those animation films that we've done, we did Spirited Away, Coco, Luca,
Spider-Man Into the
Spider-Man
Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse was really good. I really, really like that one too.
Oh,
Soul.
so good.
So I think just in general, any of the animated ones we've done, I really enjoy a lot because I enjoy that genre of film.
They're fun, like a lot of the beers we've had.
Yeah.
They're great.
I think I'm torn. Looking back and, what's this? Picks up, dusts off. When we went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think I just missed going to a theater with you guys.
What was the last movie you saw in the theater?
I think Little Women?
Yeah, Little Women was the
Little
last
Women.
one. We did an episode
Before
for
the
that,
pandemic.
Before the
Oh,
pandemic,
man.
yeah. Interesting film to end on.
Yep, I think mine might have been Uncut Gems or Parasite.
Yeah.
Which was
Parasite
pretty
was
good.
really good too.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything paired really well with Parasite, but this is a really good movie. Honestly, Space Sweepers might be my favorite.
Space Sweepers was an unexpected surprise.
Yes, and that was an episode where we didn't do beer, we did soju.
Oh,
We were pairing
man.
with beer, I think.
We
I feel
paired
like
it with something-
whatever the lager we had was the
Yeah.
best.
We paid the price the next day for that one.
my God, it's hangover
Soju is not meant to be drunk
a
straight.
lot of.
Yeah,
a lot at one time.
but it was good. It was damn good.
Yeah, I mean Korean film, Korean juice,
I think we had wings with it, which I don't.
which didn't match, but it
But
worked anyway.
wings are good.
There's a new Korean show on Netflix.
Squid Game.
Squid Game. Have you guys seen this?
I'm going to.
I have it. I have access to it. So
Maybe
yes.
we should watch it this season. I think it might be a good one.
Yeah, it's
Creepy
everywhere.
show. It's
Yeah,
creepy.
all
it
over.
looks really creepy, really intense.
Not unlike any other Korean.
I'm
movies and shows.
exactly. Yeah, it's a par for the course, right? Definitely.
So what other ones? Was that just the one favorite, or do you have any other memorable?
What's the worst? What was the worst? Are we doing the worst yet?
If we are, I already got some queued up.
Yeah. Funny how it's easier to remember
I'm
the
gonna
worst
vent.
ones.
Yeah, I mean we can't go wrong with the James Bond ripoff.
Oh, Moonraker.
Oh, Moonraker.
I actually enjoyed that one a little bit.
Moonraker surprised me. It wasn't as bad as I thought. They spent a lot of money on breaking really expensive looking plates.
And Jaws got a nice
and
little,
Jaws. Oh.
little bow at the end of his story with his little lady. I was going to say Save Yourselves. I
That
wish
was
I could
pretty
purge
bad,
that from
too.
my memory.
That was pretty disappointing.
That was bad.
Pretty disappointing. How about Pumpkinhead?
I don't remember a lot about it.
Pumpkinhead wasn't great. What the premise was, some kids are going to a cabin, and then they accidentally kill the farmer's son.
They hit him with their motorcycle.
Hit him with their
Yeah,
motorcycle.
and
Yeah,
the
farmer makes a deal with the devil to bring him back, and becomes
Whose
Pumpkin.
head was decidedly not pumpkin shaped.
Right.
Correct.
I was very disappointed.
Yeah. Space Raiders.
God.
Wonderful, kid-friendly film.
That drinks beer.
He drinks beer
Yeah,
in the
it
beginning.
did.
I don't get it. How about Tesla? Remember Tesla?
That was pretty.
Sure
bad.
wish I could.
Whoa. I mean, that was different.
That was
Different.
I felt like a film student's first year doing their project. They're
Right.
going to throw everything I've learned into this
Right.
one piece, and it does not always mix.
I like Ethan Hawke. Great actor. One of my favorites, but not so much in Tesla.
You guys remember the Castle of Fu Manchu?
Yeah, and the guy from Fu Manchu.
Oh
that,
my
that one was
gosh. Christopher Lee. Come
Christopher Lee,
on.
we fail. What a
Infamously,
Oh, no.
what Caucasian man?
Oh, no. Oh, so we've watched a lot of bad things, but we've had
At least
a
we watched,
lot of...
At least we watched Shawshank Redemption. That was amazing.
That was
Yeah,
pretty good.
That was
yeah.
a, that
movie
was a
holds up.
sleeper. I hadn't seen that in a really
Yeah.
long time. Didn't really remember it a whole lot. But I also like our May the Fourth Be With You episode where we had the 2 cartoon episodes of the
The Family Guy spoofing Star Wars.
yes.
Or I guess shot for shot remaking, kind of.
Yeah.
You're
So-
gonna attack them? That's what you sound like. You're gonna attack them? Imagine that in your ear.
Wait, what did you say your favorite one was? Your favorite film was...
I already forgot.
I'm going for Soul because that's
Soul?
the one no one is gonna pick.
Okay.
It's a good film. I like animation. Spirited Away would be my favorite of all time films, but out of the episodes we did and having our youth correspondent there and being able to
Yeah.
actually ask ourselves the questions and answer those questions that we would ask a kid, like why
Right,
was this
yeah.
a really good film? Why did we like it? Why was the story helpful in learning to teach you how to be a better human?
Right. That one definitely evoked a lot of deep
Yeah.
questions. I mean, soulful questions, right? Am I wrong?
You're extremely correct. Well, if I have to pick one, I guess Baby Driver.
Interesting. Okay.
Anything Edgar Wright makes, I will go watch.
Baby Driver.
I can't wait for Last Night in Soho for me to be able to see it. It looks weird, and I'm very excited. But it's a musical. It was like watching a giant music video. It was great. He timed up the scene where they're taking out the crooked cops when they go into the quote unquote butcher, and they're lining up all the gunshot noises with tequila. It's like ba 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 bang bang ba bang bang da 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 dun dun, and he throws a grenade. Tequila. Movie's so good.
So good. There's a lot of good one-liners in that movie. Was he Han Solo? Was that young Han Solo? Or was that somebody else?
It was somebody else.
Looked like he could have been young Han Solo. Man,
Yeah.
talk about a bomb.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I mean that's the thing. We haven't done any Star Trek or Star Wars movies. We've
haven't.
purposely stayed away
Well,
from those.
No,
Family Guy.
We did
The
Mandalorian.
Family Guy. So the
Oh,
Mandalorian,
Mandalorian.
I view as the redeeming quality of Star Wars when you have somebody who can actually write
Yeah.
good TV. And that show, we did an episode on the Mandalorian talking about the
Yeah.
first season and what we thought of it. I think we did a good job in discussing the good finer points of it. As we're not all fanboys, so we really don't know the backstory and there's a lot of fan fiction and a lot of story out there that has been written about the Star Wars universe. We just watched the other day an animation kind of
Star Wars Visions.
yeah, Star
How
Wars
was that?
Visions. That was really good.
Very cool.
Did you guys finish it?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah, they're only
short?
12 to 13-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's only like 4 episodes. They're
Oh,
short.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an hour to get through them all. And they have
Wildly different stories. One followed a rock group in this universe where I think the guitarist was a Jedi who decided not to
Correct.
follow the whole path. Just I want to rock.
yes. And the drummer was a member of the Huts. Yes, he was
Pizza
a
the
Hut.
Huts.
Pizza the Huts. And he wanted to get us. He was wanted by bounty hunters, and so they finally caught up to him.
Yeah.
And took him, and then they went to go rescue him or something like that. It was actually really good.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Thumbs up. We need to watch a Star Wars one. Okay, Baby Driver. I would choose Coco. So I'm right there with Dan in the animation, and we watched a lot of good animation. And surprisingly, Spirited Away, Coco, and Soul, all about death.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
And then there's the ones that are the more recent one, like Luca, which is about discovering yourself and discovering that you don't have to be what everybody else thinks you should be, and learning to accept everyone. And
an amazing film.
Yeah, really, really good.
Underrated. I think it was a little underrated. I think it got a little panned, you know? Yeah. Did we watch Onward? Did we watch Onward together?
No. I think you and the kid watched it.
We watched that one. That was a good
remember
one.
Otto telling me he really liked it.
Again, a movie about death. Man, Pixar.
I'm going through. I thought we had watched the latest Star Wars for this, but I think we just watched it and all decided no.
Yeah.
The latest Star Wars?
The last Skywalker, whatever.
Oh, the last. We saw that together.
Yeah. We watched it together, but we decided not to.
Oh, yeah.
We watched it, and Dan and I just kept looking at each other going, oh, no.
Man.
No.
Let's not do this.
How did they get it that wrong?
Well, it's not that they got it wrong. They just pandered. They just pandered to, what they thought kids would want to watch.
They put aside on characters that we were all thinking, oh, cool, they're having a terrific arc, like Finn, and nothing happened with it.
They were like, if you make a lot of money with this one, we'll let you make Mandalorian.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
I think they just saw Jon Favreau's record and said, just put him in charge.
Yeah, that guy. Talented individual. Well.
So as far as drinks, again, let's briefly talk on that. The favorite beer, I think, out of the episodes we did, my favorite was, we had an episode where we mixed beer and cider together. We had some dark beers.
That was good.
That was I think, Into the Spider-Verse. Because
that
you got
was
all the different animation styles. The Humphrey Bogart Noir and Spider-Ham.
That was my favorite by far.
And just trying to see, hey, these are ingredients. They're not standalones. They can be, but you can use them as ingredients very effectively.
I feel like when we watched the first season of Ted Lasso, I remember thinking the beers matched really, really well.
Those beers
Dan
were
kept getting like ESBs and British themed stuff, and all seemed to go right with it.
Yeah, we had some Fullers with it on one of them, one of the sittings.
I really like that the ESB that you got recently. What was that? That was from Threshold Brewing and Blending. So good.
We'll have to revisit them because they're a small brewery in Southeast Nano. They don't distribute, or they self-distribute. They don't go very far out, so it'd have to be like, we'll go visit them and buy some there.
Also, was it Fresh Hops when we went to Chill and Phil?
Yes.
The Fresh Hops were pretty dang good.
Yeah. We did one episode out in the public, and I think we're going to do another one here coming up this month. There's a couple of places we've been talking with who do Halloween movie nights or scary movie nights because it's October, and we'll probably head out and do a couple more of those. There's at least 3 or 4 places we're in talks with, but we need to sit down and figure out exactly. I mean, it's nice to go do it, but it's nicer if there's actually more than 3 people there.
Well, I felt like we had the place to ourselves, which was great.
And that's why there's places we can go to and chat with. We can go back to Chill and Phil. Maybe they have it figured out, or they'll use the other room that has better speakers.
Maybe.
Perhaps there's breweries that we can go to that I know do movie nights, and it's really up in the air at this point. I think we've hit all the notes that I wanted to talk about this episode. You guys have anything else you want to chat about for a flashback episode?
I just love doing this with you guys.
We're fun to listen to.
The pandemic's been hard. Life is hard. But watching movies and drinking beers with you guys, I mean, pretty good.
Makes life easy.
Makes it a lot easier. So I'm just glad we're doing it. I can't wait for season 4. I can't wait for more outings.
Yeah.
More movies.
More shows.
More shows.
We about to get more shows under the belt. We've only done Devs, Mandalorian,
more
Ted
shows?
Lasso.
Yeah, Ted Lasso season 1 and 2.
We're gonna dial it in this season. We're gonna like Coach Lasso. He's gonna whip us into shape. We're gonna
watch every single episode of Scrubs and then talk about it.
Yep.
A Shadow Scrubs podcast.
We did have a recommendation for Bosom Buddies. That's only 2 seasons long. If we want to go old school,
man,
let's go back to the 80s and
Tom Hanks.
There's a horrible meme. Someone's like, "Oh, I remember when people said, 'Oh, you remember the 80s?' and that was just 20 years ago."
I've been seeing that with the 90s a lot too.
Yeah. It's just 20 years. No.
Oh, not anymore.
We'll have to watch the first film ever made where that train comes right at the camera.
That scared the shit out of me first. I was like, "There's a train coming out of the flat screen TV." I was really scared.
Thank you again, everybody, for hanging in there with us and giving us a chance to entertain you a little bit and give us something to do, because we wouldn't do it if we didn't have friends asking us about, well, what do I drink with that? That was the whole reason we started this. What do I drink with that? I don't know. Let's figure it out. So,
ooh, what's that? Meesters? Meester, it's Billum. Billum. Oh, God, please get us out of here.
Let us out.
Oh, good.
It all
The door's
stays in.
open. We can now leave our podcast storage with our big jug of podcast juice.
Lovely.
We're all out of the closet now.
That.
All right, so thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you on the next episode. Hang in there with us. We know that things have been rough, and we're trying to get through it ourselves. So let's be strong for each other. Remember to hydrate
Or dihydrate.
and
Be kind,
be
to,
kind
each other.
to each other.
Seriously.
Everyone has, and I've been saying recently, you don't knock it till you try it. So if you don't like something and somebody says, "Hey, try this," be willing, be open minded.
Yes.
You never know.
Never
so,
know.
and that goes for alcohol too.
Oh. Okay.
I was talking about bacon, putting bacon on things. People,
Yes.
I was getting teased about wanting bacon on everything, and it's like,
Well, Kevin Bacon's a busy man. You can't just guarantee he'll be around.
Kevin Bacon is on it.
all right. So this is Dan signing out. Thanks, everybody.
It's Randall.
This is Blake saying we should watch Tremors.
Ooh. Good movie pick.